I think somebody who has academic success doesn't just have the ability to get good grades. They are responsible, respectful. I believe they are motivated and want to learn. I also believe they are kids who will do the right thing, so they'll help each other out. They'll work together. They can work in groups. They can work alone. They're willing to get help when necessary. But I think it's a big picture thing, not just grades. I think it's more of a well-rounded person with all of those qualities rather than just the grades.
The willingness to do what you need to do and take responsibility for your own actions and take your learning as part of your responsibility. Those are very difficult to teach, but if you look at historically the successful students, they have those qualities.
Successful students and even students who are aspiring for success, I think they need to be curious. They need to always question and question everything. Don't just accept what's being told, but think it through. Logic is huge. And the other thing I think is confidence or lack of confidence, but that idea that you're not expected to know everything. You're expected to ask questions if you don't know everything, and that's not just helping you, it's helping everybody. So always question and always follow up if you don't understand with even more questions. You know, I don't know everything, and I don't always know when students don't know things. So if they question, then it's helpful for everybody, not just themselves.
Well, one of the biggest qualities that I'd like to have in students is the ability to self-adjust. So I try to steer students into the ways of how they should study and prepare every day for class. And I really hammer it home practically all through the year. And what I'm looking for are students to self-adjust, to make small adjustments, to improve every day at some aspect of their learning, whether it's how they study, how they write, or any aspect of what we do here. And I expect improvement. I don't just want to see the same thing every time. I want to see an improvement every time. Students that have the ability to do this and try hard usually super excel. And that's what I like to see. Students who, because once they know how to do it and it becomes easier and more successful, they seem to be happier. And I like happy students.
I think the largest or the best quality is determination. You know, if they're determined, they're going to fight through adversity, and you know, especially in those classes that may not be their strongest or their favorite. So, if they have that determination, they're going to go as far as they can.
I would say time management and organization are two big things. It's my philosophy that as a teacher that I create independent learners, that they need to work on their own and learn how to learn on their own.
Hydration and a lot of sleep and avoiding Mrs. Larkin's class as much as possible because she's terrible. But besides that, in all honesty, I would say probably really wanting to do well. If someone's making you do it, or if you feel like someone's making you do it, then it's not going to happen. But if you really want to do it, you want to make it happen, I've seen a lot of success from kids who just had it in their heart to get it done.
As a teacher, to empathize with the student, to show them respect, to encourage them, is a huge part of my classroom environment. Fun, stimulating activities, keep them engaged in any type of lesson. And I think, but the bottom line for me is to show them that respect and that kindness, and teach them that each and every one of them have the ability to learn. And no matter what level of success they're at academically, as far as an A student or a C student or even a D student, they do have the abilities to succeed, and they just need to focus on and try to believe in themselves and how to get there.
I think that I'm a coach. I think that I'm a cheerleader. I think that I'm a teammate. I think that all of those things are part of what drives me to teach, and what hopefully I am a good role model for them to be a lifelong learner, to be a good person, to be a productive citizen, to be a thinker, to be a questioner, to be a critic, to be all those things. And I think that that's my role for their education.
I think it's important that a teacher helps a student and fosters their desire to learn and their desire to want to do better, and maybe gives sort of that little spark every now and then that leads them in towards the right path or where they're going in the future.
Student success, as teachers, we need to guide them, we need to help them, we need to care for them. But then we need to let them grow, and we need to let them question things, and we need to let them, as freshmen and sophomores, they don't ask as many questions or they're not very inquisitive, but as they get older, they start to ask, why are we learning this? They don't just memorize it or those sort of things, and they start to say, why is it important? How can we use this? So I think it's important for us to guide them to become their own learners as well, too.
Oh, it's an honor. It really is. And it warms my heart to come in, and know that they feel they've really learned something from being in my class. So that's much of an honor. Yeah.
Whatever they need. And I have to be honest, it's been more difficult these days than it was when I first started. But it's a lot more personal. But I think the kids are more willing to kind of, talk to you more and say, this is what I'm dealing with, this is what I have to go through, and so on. So as long as you have the knowledge, you can kind of make it a little more personal. The technology has made it easier to be able to connect, email, iPads, whatever. But that's pretty much it. Whatever they need, if we can do it and we have the time, do the best we can.
Oh, I am so complimented. I'm so gratified. That's like almost winning the lottery. How's that? yeah, I'm very complimented.
It just means so much to me. What makes my day as a teacher is anytime I feel that I have impacted a student's learning, that I've been able to help them. And it doesn't matter whether it's your most struggling learner or your most brilliant student. That's, to me, why I'm a teacher.
It's an honor. That's why teachers do what they do, is for the kids. So the only thing is, I would say, I was hoping I'd be the only one, but obviously the kids make their choices. No, I'm just kidding. That's why we do what we do. So.
For me, that's the highest compliment that I could possibly get as a teacher. That's the reason I come to school every day. That's the reason I work long hours, and I'm so involved in the school, because I want to have an impact on my students, and to know that I have is the biggest compliment I could receive.
I hope that it doesn't end here. I hope that when they become successes or are working to become successes out in the real world, they will still remember I'm here. But I also hope they'll remember that money isn't everything. Like what you're doing, because it's a long life if you don't. And to enjoy what you're doing. And that, to me, is more of a success story than just grades.